Good dog, and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign, which is still going on. Because right after knocking Britain out of the game, Germany went to war with the U.S. And since the U.S. is our ally, it means we're now at war with Germany. And Germany actually has a pretty impressive navy. And Germany's pretty impressive navy is all sitting here. So we're gonna have another Battle of Jutland, or probably three of them, actually. Theodor Larsen, 2 months left of commissioning. You're not gonna make it in time. That is too bad. Or maybe you are. Let's move you into okay, no, I know what to do. So Jonas Lee is being repaired, right? So these are short one battleship. Let's see, which German task force to engage though? Do I want to take the big one with the 8 battleships? Or one of these? These two are going to join together, probably. Let's send these out here. Have Viking 31 join them. And also, yeah, we got 4 new heavy cruisers as well. Mimir and Mime class. Mimir with the quad 8.5-inch guns, and Mime with the single 11.9s. Apart from the main guns, they are kind of half-sisters. Send out the force from Scapa Flow as well. Sadly, lacking their capital ship. Or we got these guys. Almost forgot about them. Let's join them in. Let's see, where is the where did I put them? Scapa Flow commissioning. Göteborg. Of course, Göteborg. Right. Okay, so we got actually 3 pretty fully fledged task forces here. So I'm gonna send these here, have them joined by well, I should really have named that, but I already have a Harald Hårfagre, so should have been renamed something else. I'm just gonna be careful that I don't just mix up my my task forces here, because that will actually be a little bit unwieldy. We got a German task force sitting here too, right outside of Plymouth, where maybe I shouldn't have mothballed Dannebrog. Maybe she could have been useful here. Can't move your ships to the same port. I was not moving them to the same port. I was trying to move them out. There we go. And they exited like right on top of that German task force. So that's gonna be a battle, I'm pretty sure. And there's this big one too. I mean, I've got battle cruisers here. Let's see, naval invasion against Germany. Where to? Balearic Islands, where is that even? Let's do Western Germany. Just knock this out of the fight, because I'm gonna have all my tonnage up here anyway. And then when I get more like forces collected here, I can start taking their Mediterranean stuff. Balearic Islands are German New Guinea. I just don't have any ships here to initiate that invasion. I got some going there though. And also, I want to take what they have in South America. Whatever. We'll get to it. The islands in time. But now it's time for some battles. Or I thought we'd get some meetings, but it doesn't look like it. I wonder, like, why are we not getting any of those meeting engagements? Because the Germans moved. That's why. So, we get this instead. 1 Mimir, 1 Mima versus a Cormoran and 5 light cruisers. So we're gonna have to find out if these ships are actually any good. The Kaiser Wilhelm II is a pretty big light cruiser, but it's got very tiny guns. The Niobes are very small and cheap. That's a good looking heavy cruiser. Let's see, gonna send these home. They're not of much use here. Let's see, Ragnhild is leading with her 11.9s, Mani with the 8.5s. So Ragnhild will have to fight the enemy heavy cruiser, and Mani can hopefully take on the 5 light cruisers on her own. Hopefully. They are very undergunned light cruisers. If they had 7-inch guns, that might have been a bit of a problem, but they had like 4 and 5-inch guns. It's not very impressive. Let's see what my single 11.9s can do. So these are 2 different classes of heavy cruisers I've got. Mimir and Mima. They are almost identical except for the main armament. And also, I guess, the secondary armament as well. Because this one has torpedoes, this one has a bunch of 5.9-inch guns. So, designed around different, almost opposite concepts. single barrel, very big guns for a cruiser, or quad barrel, kind of small guns. York, not in range to fire back yet. He's got some armor though. It's not a bad looking ship. I take that back. Could have put a third turret back here, but that's a lot of aft belt. That is only protected by 1.5 inches of armor. Crazy how none of those big engagements I wanted ended up actually happening. Like, not a single one. Eight-inch guns are now opening up on the enemy heavy cruiser as well. They're not in range of the light cruisers yet. Oh, we can launch some fish though. We got plenty of those. Maybe I should have launched torpedoes at the light cruisers instead. Ooh. We actually lost the main tower on Ragnhild. That is not good. But Yorick has taken some big hits as well. Yeah, chance to hit, still not that bad. Even with the tower out. And like, we're still winning the shootout. Might we get some torpedo hits here? No. Almost. Almost. Yeah, York is definitely the biggest threat in the enemy fleet here in this battle. Or at least I think so. Let's take a look at these light cruisers. That's a 5,000 tonner. Tiny. 5-inch guns. Short range small torpedoes. Electrics. Same. Kaiser, different class. Smaller main guns. Lots of torpedoes. Yeah. But I think we have sunk York. Yes, they sink it. Good. Now on to the lights. See what we can do. See if the 11.9s or 8.5s are the most effective against these targets. Oh, 8-inch gun's actually doing a pretty good job on Sperber. 8-inch gun's doing very well. Yeah, Monty might not have any trouble at all dealing with these. Maybe. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Ragnhild, you're actually gonna switch to Kaiser. Sperber sinks. And Mani, you are doing well. You're losing crew though because of the torpedo launchers. Deck launchers do not have the option of mounting any armor, so even small guns like the enemy have do actually score damage and take out crew. So for 9.3% crew loss already on Mani, and all of that is down to the torpedo launchers getting hit. Kaiser has launched. Just as I was turning around, getting ready to launch torpedoes from the other side, all my torps are gone. Typical. Take out the Kaiser first. She's got the most dangerous torpedoes. See if we can get some hits here. There we go. Good flooding hits. Nice. Taking some damage in return, but it's like less than 1 damage per hit, so if it even pens. I'm feeling pretty safe. Until, of course, they destroy torpedoes that are already destroyed. And end up knocking out my crew. I think I'm right not to like putting torpedoes on anything bigger than a light cruiser. But on this one I did because it was requested, and I thought it would be funny to have a bunch of torpedo launchers on these mounts here. That's 20 torps per volley. If you can get them all launched into a tightly packed formation before you lose all your launchers, you can make that work pretty well. Just a Bavaria left. There we go. And there we go. Nice. Alright. Some damage taken, but overall not too bad. Now let's see about that convoy battle. and then try and get some actual battles going. Ah, that's not a big battleship. We got Tordenskjold versus Posen. They are... Posen is a little bit bigger. But in terms of main guns, they are on par, I would say. Of course, I got a couple of heavy cruisers as well. And they got a light cruiser, Hegeland. Alright. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna have them hang back, maybe. And try and follow the battle cruiser. Although Tordenskjold is quite a bit faster. There they are. Doing 36 knots. My cruisers can only do 32. Let's take a look at the German battleship. I wonder if all of them that they have are of this class. I would say, oh, that's a pretty good, decent, like low-cost, medium-sized battleship. But 4 billion? The armor is very good, though. Actually, no, it's not that amazing. Because it only has 2 Citadel layers. This is not vanilla. This is not where Citadel 4 is the go-to for any German ship. Because you just stack the resistance. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. Wonder if that is that down to the diesel? Maybe. I mean, I think they could have built something bigger. More extravagant. Like 150,000 ton super battleship, 20-inch guns. That would have been I would not have picked this fight if that were the case. Okay, Tordenskjold is now firing at the enemy battleship. The enemy battleship is firing back. They've got slightly more range. We got a lot more guns, though. Like 3 times as many? They certainly have the armor and the, I don't know, do they have more resistance? I'm not sure. So I know in dip that incredible German hull resistance that so many of their hulls have. I know that's been nerfed a bit. Can we score some good hits on Posen soon? Would be nice. Because right now we're just picking away with superficial damage. I don't want to reduce the cruising speed because I think they are getting that accuracy debuff from me being fast. Target fast speed, yeah, minus 73. Yeah, I think them having minus 73 is more valuable than me getting, what, a plus 30 something from the cruising speed. So we're just going to keep circling at full tilt. Halfen is firing at the enemy light cruiser. Not doing much of anything. And there we take a little bit of flooding. Hopefully that can be fixed. It doesn't impede my speed. Comes another volley. They all miss. I'm still doing 35.2 knots. That's pretty good. Lucky with the weather. If there had been a lot of waves slowing me down, I would be taking a lot more hits. I'm certainly not scoring as many hits as I would like. We're not in torpedo range. But I'm still scoring more hits than they are. It's just very, very slow going. Let's try with HE, see if we can overpower some extended belts. I don't think so. HE pen is not good enough. They're only 14-inch guns. Let's try like a couple salvos and then switch back. There we go, my cruisers are scoring good hits on Hegeland. And while it's not too effective against the battleship, at least when I miss and accidentally hit a transport, the HE is doing a little bit more than the AP. Yeah, no, that HE is not potent enough. But at least now Torpedoes can fire in peace. Because the enemy battleship has switched to my cruisers. Now they're back to Torpedoes now. There we go. A decent bit of flooding. Need to send these guys out and do something on their own. I want to see if I can make the torpedoes from Neuted work. Get them closer to the battleship. Give them full broadside at 20. Hegeland sinks. Ooh, here comes some weather. 1.4 inch guns on the transports. Okay, and no torpedoes, so that's not much to worry about. Okay, weather slowed me down a little bit, down to 34.2 knots. That does mean I'm getting a little bit of that cruise speed bonus, so that's something. Halfen has already lost her tower. That battleship is doing too many maneuvers. I can see if I can get lucky if I aim the torpedoes at a transport. And launch from the other side, this time directly at the battleship. Might get lucky. They keep on the current course. It doesn't look like they are. Let's try with AP. See if we can just go through their extended belts at this range. Actually, that seems to be working. That seems to be working. Somewhat. May not be super effective, but it's somewhat working. Torpedoes, you need to get closer here. The cruisers are in trouble. You need to come in and save them. This is what I should have been saving those torpedoes for. Unit is not doing too well, and all the torpedoes have blown up. So maybe it was just as well that I launched them while I had them. Okay, you would have to disengage. Oh. Right as she was turning. I was just hoping that if I could get Halfen to be the closest one. then it would take all the attention. Which seems to be working. Now I just need Halfen to survive until Torpedoes can come. But Poulsen is flooding badly. He's gonna be listing over soon. And at that point she'll not be able to fire. With 14-inch guns at point blank against a heavy cruiser, that is still very dangerous. Not listing over quite yet. There we go, angle. Good. Okay, secondaries need to start working on those transports. Because Halfen is... okay, Halfen has lost all her 11-inch guns. Secondaries on the transports. If they're in range, they are. At this range, even the lackluster gunnery of Torpedoes, I'm gonna score some hits. And Poulsen seems to be sinking, finally. Poulsen has sunk. Just the transports left. Halfen and Njord, especially Njord, pretty beat up. But I mean, she's alive. A couple months of repairs and she'll be good as new. And that should be the last transport, I think. There we go. Nice, I guess. It's a win though, and that was one very, very expensive battleship. But that was not the big fights we were after. They are trying to do naval innovation here against Sardinia. Alright. Send out a task force and deal with those guys. These battleships here, I guess you can do port strikes. Now here is okay, they're all going out. I don't know. I want to have like some that are in the circle here. And gotta be careful so they don't end up in port in Hegeland, because that is not something I want to have happen. Go on. They should get one battle at least. Are you not commissioned yet? Not repaired yet. Alright. But now I can do a naval invasion against Bismarck Archipelago. Or German New Guinea, actually. No, I was thinking about Solomon Islands. That's what I wanted to do. Because German New Guinea, I'm kind of hoping that the army will just take it. Save me a naval invasion. Maybe the army will take these too. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. In 1964. Alright, we got things happening. Let's do the strike things first. Here we go. Task Force fails to escape. Hildebrand class battleship. That is a different one. Still 14-inch guns though. We got some big ones, including one of the brand new Theodor Larsen class battleships. So we're gonna see how that works. And this time I've got something bigger than just 14-inch guns. And they don't. Let's see, have the heavy cruisers follow. These only have a 28 knot top speed, and that is intentional because they're made to just follow battleships. Vikings, you can go home. Save yourself for a bigger battle where they might have to fight one of those huge task forces with like a dozen battleships or so. In this case, I think I can manage just fine without any torpedo strikes. That's a pretty neat looking ship. I think. Like very conventional, I guess. ABXY layout. And two funnels and so forth. A classical beauty, you might say. $60 kilometers out. Let's see what kind of ship this is. Was it Hildebrand? Mark 5 14s. 14.7s. Good range for 14s. It's okay, there's nothing bad about it, but I know you can build something better, Germany. I know you can build massive super battleships with 20-inch guns. And I know that because I got one of them right here. Somewhat improved by my own shipyard, but there we go. We are in range. Everyone can just focus Brandenburg to begin with. Because it's gonna be a while until any of the other ships are any threat to our own. There we go. Already scoring a pretty good hit. Let's go with HE. It didn't have that thick extended belts, so I know 20-inch HE can do some nasty things. To ships that only have like 1.5 inches of extended belt armor. Like that. Firing at my brand new ship. And there we go. Brandenburg is almost gone already. Yeah. Poor Brandy. Bit over a little bit more than she was expecting to eat or something. Okay. Hårfagre. Edward Grieg. And I guess Torfinn and Leif. Taking a couple of hits. Nothing serious. You didn't end up in port, did you? Hope you didn't, because then you gotta have to be repaired, because the paint got scratched. I'm gonna have to see if this is a task force that ended up in port. I don't think it is. I think these guys are out to sea. In which case, minimal damage like this doesn't really matter. Braunschweig. Probably be the next one to sink, or no, actually Schlesien. Schlesien. Excuse me. Alright. Now just the light cruisers left. And in fact, because I might see combat next turn with this task force, I'm going to turn off the guns. Let the secondaries handle this. And these heavy cruisers, actually. The 20-inch guns are just going to overpen anyway. You can see the 7 and 8-inch guns on the battleships actually doing a pretty good job on that light cruiser. Okay, they launched torpedoes. Means I need to have them sunk right now. Before the torpedoes arrive, because there's no way any of these are gonna be able to maneuver to avoid anything. But I think we're good. Yeah. Light damage. Very, very light damage. And Germany is losing transports. Hand over fist. And my armies are marching on. I think we're gonna just take northern France by a land invasion, and western Germany, and Hungary. We did not get a battle here. They're just sitting there. America, are you gonna take northwest Italy? I wanted that. Yeah, these are the Balearic Islands. Of course. Probably gonna take those then. Since I'm sitting there anyway. Like, what is, why am I not getting any, like, big fights here? Okay, there's this one. That task force just fought something. Did they all go to port? Like, I'm not sure what they're up to. Did they scrap their entire navy? I hope they didn't. Because that would kind of suck. Oh, they still got most of it. Minus whatever I just sunk. I think they sent their ships to port. And that's why there are so many convoy battles. Saxon class battle group. They like their 14-inch guns in this campaign. I don't know why. Odin. Another with 14s. Anyway, all of this stuff will have to wait until next episode, and then we're also gonna do that if there's time, if there's not just too many battles. We're also gonna do that refit design thing and make the single barrel gunboat destroyers. That's a whole lot of convoy battles this month. Goodbye, and take care.